legends of the game. This shit'll never get us.
We're the boys with the heat, blazing up from Texas, from the south to the north. We're leaving tracks relentless, torching the airwaves, kicking ass and taking names. The Lakers are in shambles, Shady's Reddick's a clown. Caitlin Clark crossover, watch her throw that air ball. Wicked move, six style, jacking up shots, fucking off by a mile. England soccer teams like the Cowboys in the EuroLeague. You get the reference, no need to make a scene. Fire starters, igniting from the Lone Star State, bringing flames to the game, making noise. A reverberates. LeBron got his mini me with a ninth grade podcast coach. While the Lakers fucking stumble, we rise higher and higher. We're the fire starters, igniting from the Lone Star State, bringing flames to the game, making noise. A reverberates. LeBron got his mini me with a ninth grade podcast coach. While the Lakers fucking stumble, we rise higher and higher. So we were blazing up the charts from Texas straight to the north. Boys with the heat, we're setting trends and whooping ass. LeBron, Lakers, Caitlin Clark, and England soccer dreams. Oh, we're the legends of the game. This shit'll never be the same. We're the legends of the game. This shit'll never be the same. Yeah, we're the legends of the game. This shit'll never be the same. Yeah, we're the legends of the game. This shit'll never be the same. Caitlin Clark crossover, watch her throw that air ball. Wicked move, six style, jacking up shots, fucking off by a mile. England soccer teams like the Cowboys in the EuroLeague. You get the reference, no need to make a scene.
I didn't realize that I sped it up like 1.5 times, so it's way faster. But we had to get through it. We had to get through it.
Part of the I must just live at 1.5 speed. Sounded normal to me, man.
I know. We all saw LeBron's reaction. We all saw the Bronny get drafted. But did you see the air ball and the wicked crossover that Caitlin Clark put on the old Phoenix Sun?
Broke her ankles and kneecaps.
So close to WNBA history yet again.
And then jacked up the worst fucking air ball I've ever seen in my entire life.
Good and terrible.
It was great and terrible, yeah. Charles, what do you call that moment?
That was a terribly great moment. It was a terribly great day. Yeah. It's a terribly great day.
And they were like, aw.
It's a no good, rotten, terribly great day.
Listen, just knows how to ruin a good thing.
Yeah. But hey, shout out Indiana Fever, their first win against a above 500. Record. Yeah, above 500 record. They did really well towards the end of that stretch offensively. It was fantastic actually watching her teammates catch the ball and then do something productive with it afterwards.
They're both getting better. Both them and Chicago are both getting way better.
Her teammates as well are learning to play with her just as much as Caitlin's learning to play with them. And on the Chicago Sky note also, yeah.
Playing like a dog.
She is. I would like to see a little bit more from Camilla there.
Yeah.
I believe she has it in her.
Both of them can get on the same page.
Right.
That's a big monster down there.
But I also understand that there's the human side of this and that not everyone excels or learns or creates or innovates at the same speed. And so it might just take her a little extra time. I mean, look at Aaliyah Brown, right? From last year to this year. And Boston. Sorry. Thank you.
You're right.
42%, I think, this year from 3-point.
Not shabby for a big
yeah. I mean, she's made 6 on the year, but she's taking the shots. It's something they were talking about earlier. They wanted to see more of, and it came at a really big moment.
Right.
It's not how many you take. It's not how many you make. It's when you make them that generally matters. And the Indiana Fever found that out at the end of this game and survived an 8-0 run with just about 2 minutes 42 seconds left. A great timeout by the head coach and some good plays. And congratulations, Indiana Fever.
They still got a long way to go for the whole league in itself, but I think this is probably the most the league has been talked about, good, bad, or whatever.
How many shows have we started with it? Quite a few at this point.
Yeah. So they're doing something to at least get our attention. Now it's just the fact of you have to be at this top talent year in and year out. I'm not saying that they haven't had top talent, but they have to capitalize on these eyeballs that are looking at your sport now. Like, you have to capitalize on good games.
And I hate to say it, but the best way to describe the WNBA on this show would that they're the basic definition of a terribly great day. when the product is great,
Right.
it's great and it's entertaining and it's very good. But when it's bad, it's terribly bad. There's not this in the middle thing where you sit and you watch 15 minutes and you're laughing like you're at a comedy show. You're like, what the? But then on the other side, you watch it and you're like, holy shit.
The only
Holy
bad
shit.
thing about the WNBA is there really is like 3. I guess you could throw Seattle in there as well. You got Connecticut, New York. You got
And Las
3
Vegas.
or 4. Yeah, Vegas is okay. They're the
They're the two-time defending champs for a reason.
I don't think they're the same team that they were.
I think they're tired this year.
I think they're
tired.
a lot. Yeah, they've been getting beat up. They lost a game. I think it was like 92-58 this year. And I'm like, that shouldn't happen to a team that.
But they're saying that Connecticut this year is the most surprising team.
They started 13-0.
Run that they started the season, like they did.
Yeah.
Like nobody had them beat.
I think they're 1-4 now or 2-4 now.
I'm just saying it would be cool if Chicago or Indiana snuck in. I think Indiana's in the eighth spot right now. They have 12 teams. But
Do you think Indiana can find a way to get into at least a playoff conversation this year, or is it?
Well, they're in 8th place.
Are you asking me with my money or your money?
Your money?
Oh, they're going to make the playoffs this year because they're better than all the other 4 teams that are below them. So, I mean, it just depends on the schedule.
Yeah.
Can they hold it together?
I'm going to tell you to hold that cash and go buy some milk. Yeah, go buy some milk.
You think Chicago's going to beat them out?
I don't think so.
I think schedule allows for the 9th place to overtake the 8th place. Yes.
Why? What are they? They're almost halfway through the season, aren't they? They got to be more than halfway through the season already.
19, 20 games. How many games was there again?
I think there's only 40. 41 or 42.
44. No, it's 44, 42 or something like that.
Yeah. So they're almost halfway. Yeah.
40 something. Yeah.
Yeah, they're close to halfway through. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is that the season didn't start favorably for Indiana. It may end favorably. But I think as the season goes on, they are becoming the better team. I really do. Although I believe they were up in the last meeting against the Chicago Sky, and they ended up blowing that one. And then so
they at least had a game that day.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. That's why I tell you to save your money.
Early now, of course.
Yeah.
But usually the WNBA doesn't. Usually the standings don't usually go up and down very much. Usually where you are is where you are. That's where you usually finish. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah. No, it's a very good question. You couldn't get a direct answer out of me. I told you to go buy some milk.
That's fine. I'll take the change.
Go buy some milk.
Some
right
chocolate
now,
brown cow milk. Some chocolate brown cow milk.
In the Eastern Conference right now, they're 4th out of the 6 teams, right?
Yeah.
And they're technically 7.5 games away from Connecticut and 8.5 from the Liberty. They're 8-12. They're 6-4 the last 10 games.
It's between the two of them. Like everybody that's underneath them is not gonna make it.
Atlanta's the only team that's in 3rd, and they're 7-10. I don't. At this point,
So is Chicago on the other side?
Chicago is 6-11, and they're right below Indiana. So it's Indiana probably has the best chance out of the 2 teams as of right now when it comes to Indiana or Chicago.
I believe Indiana right now is up 2-1 in the series as well. So if it came,
So I think if we're gonna put anybody,
well, like I said, schedule wise, I think Charles
I'm
said.
not saying that they're gonna make the playoffs, but if
I would like to see either one of those teams make it. It doesn't matter to me.
I tell you what, though, honestly, if I was betting with your money, I would be comfortable on Indiana, and
I was betting with your money. I'd feel comfortable.
I would be comfortable.
Too.
No, okay.
Paul would take both of our money and put it on Chicago.
I guess you have to take my Boy Scout honor word for this. I like to tell people and I could say this, but I'm a dick. I'm not an asshole. So if you're asking me to bet your money, I'm going to do everything I can to win.
I will take your money.
My thought process is that you were going to bet it, and you were probably going to bet it wrong. So if you're asking me to do that for you anyways, I would be comfortable putting it on Indiana.
That's fine. I've asked other people to lay bets for me, and let's just say I wasn't always.
It's not saying that I don't want Chicago to make the playoffs, because that would be dope. If Indiana and Chicago somehow found a way to both of them make a playoff sneak, that'd be freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
But would they play each other in the playoffs? Probably not. because they're going to be both lower seeds.
Yeah, I think 3 years from now, I can see
A better picture.
Indiana and Chicago being a nice playoff rivalry.
Maybe fighting for that 5-6 spot, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely possible. But again, I think we're gonna have to wait till after the Olympics anyway, because the Olympics is gonna pause the season until they come back for about what, like 2-3 weeks, maybe.
right.
Yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Yeah.
Now I'm going to be honest. The WNBA that I watch is definitely the one I catch with the fever. So I know, Paul, that you've been watching more of the Chicago Sky.
I'll try to watch everything, but mainly, yes, I'm more in tune with the Chicago Sky.
Do you feel comfortable answering what piece Chicago is missing? What piece you think they're missing?
I don't think we have a solid veteran. Like when Candace Parker was there, we had Candace Parker, and I can't remember her name, but she's the point guard now for the Liberty.
Okay.
Having that kind of veteran presence, and especially championship pedigree experience in the locker room, and I think that speaks for any sport.
All sports, yeah.
Having that kind of person to blend it, because we have good players. Our athletes, the girls can shoot, and I like Witherspoon as our coach. She's gritty. She's one of the GOATs when it came to early on, the first 10, 15 years of the league. She was pretty much put the Liberty on the map by herself 90% of the time. Yeah. I think we need a veteran presence or a solid point guard that's been in the league for a while, like somebody of the caliber of Skylar Diggins, of that kind of IQ mentality.
Yeah.
But I think I'm with you. In about 2-3 years, if these girls stick to the game plan that Coach Witherspoon has for them, I think Indiana and Chicago could be problems moving forward for the league, because they're going to attract players with their elite play once they get acclimated to the WNBA. It's different than college. Clearly, we see that because Caitlin Clark is missing shots that she wouldn't miss when we saw her playing in Iowa. Like,
you think there is ever going to be a trade frenzy like there was back in the NBA when LeBron was switching teams and the decision was going on? You think we'll ever get to that point in the WNBA?
I wish these eyeballs were on the WNBA last year or the year before, because that moment was happening with, you had BG, you had Breanna Stewart, you had, I believe, Sabrina Ionescu was in this mix. I believe Diana Taurasi. You had a lot of really big names that grew up with organizations leave and join in a sense. You have like V1, we'll call it, version 1 of the WNBA's female super team. And you've got that going on with New York, and that was created because of what, but the Vegas Aces there and what they were doing, Asia Wilson, and that whole group.
They drafted all their players, so they were able to
They didn't do the large market thing like New York.
Shout out Mark Davis doing wonders for that scenario.
Like you said, it led New York to swoo Breanna Stewart from Seattle to come to. She came home basically. But who would have thought the opportunity to see Sabrina and Breanna Stewart?
Before the message came out too, Breanna was like in Hawaii or something, and sent out a tweet, and it was just a bunch of emojis, but inside of the emoji was the Statue of Liberty, and that's what kind of let everyone know without knowing that she was going to New York. And then I believe it was like 24 to 72 hours later, it had come out that Stewart was headed to the New York Liberty and yada yada. So if the eyeballs of today were on the scenario yesterday, it would have been the LeBron James South Beach moment. It really would have been. It's more or less how it was.
Because I don't think, like you said, Patrick, I don't think they've had a moment yet.
Well, I just mean with two teams that have up and coming superstars with Angel Reese and Indiana. It's like, you think these teams,
and more coming too.
Once they realize these teams are going to be stacked for the future, are they going to want to come there? Are they going to, or free agents going to want to be like, I want to go play with her?
I want to say that individual's name from USC, but I'm just thinking Juju Smith-Schuster, and I know that's wrong.
Juju Watkins.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's ready to jump in the league last year.
Yeah, Paige Beckers.
The problem is with the WNBA not allowing them. They can. Come on, let's be honest. They can
won't
make
let
the
'em.
jump. They won't let them.
No, because I think that they believe it ruined the NBA, and I truly do. I believe it destroyed the NBA draft. And
I don't understand this whole. Either you let them out of high school, or you stick them in college like the WNBA does.
Yeah,
We're not going to let you have to be 21 or 22 into the draft.
Yeah, you say you can't enter the draft until you're 21.
you have more drafts in the NBA like we had this year than you do that we're supposedly getting next year. Even last year's NBA draft.
Let's bring up the NBA draft. All right, let's just go right into it. We talked enough about the beautiful WNBA ladies.
Yeah.
Let's now bring up the crazy that we call the NBA draft. We got Bronny, but did you see what the Knicks did? They gave away like 5 second-round picks. Granted, nobody gives a shit about a second-round pick.
Yeah, except Denver.
Fucking 5 of them.
You could find a lot of magic in the second round, though.
I'm just saying they gave away 5 of them. Like, it's just how much they just don't care because teams don't build draft anymore.
They gave up a bunch of first-round draft picks too.
Did they? I
think
they
gave up either 2 or 3 with a second-round pick.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. They sold the farm for Mikal Bridges, and they had to because there's no way the Brooklyn. I still can't believe.
And they re-signed Obi for 90 or something.
93 million.
I think he's supposed to get $35-40 million a year.
Yeah. Now LeBron James did back out. He was going to be owed 50.
He opted out.
So the scuttlebutt is that he's going to be taking about 27 milli less.
Big cut. Yep.
27 milli less.
So
he has
that
3
they
people.
can...
One of them's gone, but he had 2, maybe 3 people that he wanted to target. Clay, Valanciunas from New Orleans, and then now they're talking about maybe Brooke Lopez.
Here's the thing. Well, I can see everybody except for Clay. Why would Clay do that to himself?
This is the thing.
He unfollowed the Golden State Warriors.
I understand that, but for his own personal, like, you created your career in Golden State.
Here's
I'm like, but Draymond Green said that he would play for LeBron if he could.
Draymond Green would play for Charles. Come on, say it. He'd play for the Bahamas if they offered it to him.
Oh,
he's a dirtbag, so he will play any.
Here's the thing. LeBron James is arguably no worse than the second best player to ever play in the NBA. Top 5 if you want to get down into the nitty gritty.
There's no debating that at the worst.
Right, but as of right now, he's not. That's why it's like did they just offer him 3 years? He's gonna be 40 fucking 2 years old.
Because he's trying to get that 5th ring.
Well, I get it. I get that part of it.
But here's where I'm going with this, okay? Because he's still playing at an elite level. It's not like he's going out there and fucking making 12 points.
Yeah, for the 60 games that he goes out there, he's giving it.
Okay, but still, whatever. But still.
Okay. I'm gonna play the game, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't believe they're a championship team, even if they add another piece or two. They're not.
They're definitely not a championship team.
They're fucking way away from it. That's why I don't understand this at all.
But
go ahead.
My thought behind this, as playing devil's advocate, because it's hard to get this out. You guys are ready to fight, so I'm going to give you guys a fight. Okay?
No, I'm listening.
Here we go. He was clever enough to get his son drafted to the Lakers.
Correct.
He's going to be hungry enough, and he's probably crazy enough to think that this is going to be the only way his son ever gets an NBA championship.
Oh, shit.
And you've got the second or best or top 5 player all time with a personal fatherhood drive to achieve a championship ring for his son.
On their first year?
I'm just saying, first or second. It's got to be.
He's going to reactivate Miami?
It's got to be.
Coming from LA fans. Like, they literally commented all over that freaking YouTube video. They were like, yeah, this is LeBron. This is for him and his kid to get a ring. I go, you really think they're ring chasing this year? Maybe because next year if they get a couple guys, but dude, that roster's new trash. That roster is trash.
There's no way. You're gonna
That's not how they see it.
I know that's not how they see it. I
Listen,
understand.
I think they were winning the entire Denver series minus like 5 minutes, and then they lose the whole fucking thing. And now you got a hungry. Now remember, I'm playing devil's advocate here, okay? And this is making me almost sober and puke. I've been sober and puked a few times, but anyways, because I truly believe the Lakers circus show is going to be him and his son, game one. His son goes down to G League. The Lakers don't even make the play.
Problem is they let go the better coach. Now they've got a fucking ninth grade.
Oh, there's a long list of problems. But on the devil's advocate side, I know there's a long fucking list of problems. But on the devil's advocate side, I'm just talking about the
being a Laker fan right now.
I'm being and we got the second, because that's the best I could give you, Lakers. You got the second best player to ever play in the NBA, and he's got the fatherhood hungry drive behind him. I can see 27 to 30 a night, 7 to 10, maybe 7, 11 rebounds, and fuck, if his team actually shows up, 6, 7 assists.
I'll play it even worse. The only way he's getting those stats is if he takes freaking 22, 25 shots a game.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be. We know he's going to have to be that because we know what is this kid going to give him? Let's break this down. All right, we broke it down. We had it in the video. His Bronny James teammate got undrafted, a guy who averaged 17 points a game in a top 5 scoring offense, and I think in their conference or top 3 scoring.
Baby
offense.
Shaq, Baby Shaq from Houston too led his fucking team to what the semi.
State.
Houston or NC State? No, he led it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he carried that team to what, the Elite Eight?
Yeah,
Elite Eight or Final Four.
There was a lot of piss poor drafting decisions that were made. A lot of teams reached on some European players.
Do you know the hardest part I have with this? The hardest part I have with this, honestly, is that everything you two have said and are about to say, and we will continue saying, is true, but it's all almost brought to a mute point with the simplistic phrase, it's the fucking second round. Who are they going to pick anyways?
I hear you. I'm not.
Do you see what I'm saying? How upsetting is that?
So this is the thing. I've come to the conclusion
because you two are right.
Like the next day.
The thing is, not every starter in the NBA is a first round pick. It's like,
I know
you can say that, but it's just because it's so overwhelming that nobody knows their names. That's why, you know.
I'm not upset that he got drafted. That's
right.
I am. If he went
2
undrafted,
points, dude. 2 points.
Listen, there's been first round draft picks that haven't scored more than 9 points a game and still get drafted in the first round.
I mean, there's been NBA Finals MVPs who scored less than 20.
Because
but they were starters, Paul. They were starters, not fucking benchers.
But I'm saying,
there's never been a bench player ever drafted in the NBA.
Let's just look at the process for Bronny. One, right after the All-American, McDonald's All-American, he had a little cardiac arrest. So he's been in recovery for the first 3-4 months of the USC season. So he never got to do practice and stuff like that. Like
maybe Daddy said, "You put my son on the fucking bench and you just get him game time." Is that what you're getting at?
I'm not. Listen,
here's the thing.
I'm not upset that he got drafted.
Even before he had his episode, and God rest his soul. I hope he has a very successful NBA career. But the problem was he was not an elite basketball player. He was a good basketball player, but he was good enough to make a basketball team. But he clearly wasn't good enough to be a friggin' starter for a team, a top 10 program in college basketball. That should tell you everything you need to know right there. USC took him. USC took him as a frickin', what do you call it? What do you call that prize you get? The Kiss Your Sister prize.
The who?
Consolation prize. USC took him as a consolation prize because no other team was going to start the guy. And he didn't even start. Even before he got hurt, was he even a starter?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I don't think he was. I thought he came off the bench. But
I'm like, everything you're saying is not incorrect. It's just, I don't know.
The internet's having a really hard time finding anyone who's been drafted in the NBA who averaged 5 points a game.
There isn't one.
College.
There's never one. There's never been one. And I think I looked it up one time. There's never been a guy who was a bench player in his first year that was drafted into the NBA. I'm talking about a guy.
So Patrick,
he wasn't even first option off the bench. He was like third or fourth option.
So let me ask you,
man, sure.
Let me ask you a question. Would it make you feel a little better if LeBron James and the Lakers came out and said without saying, yeah, I got my son drafted. What are you going to do about it?
No, because we already know the answer. That's what it is. I think it bothers people because they know that he's not going to be a factor for the team. That's why. That's what bothers people. They wasted a draft pick just to get him there. I don't think it has anything to do with being his kid.
So LeBron James walks up to JJ and goes, I think it's time to bring my son out of the G League.
I'm excited for this.
How does that conversation go?
I think he's got that much power and that much pull that it just happens.
You're not going to sit here and tell me if LeBron James tells you, get my son out of the G League in 2 weeks or you're fired or something, then you're freaking delusional.
He was a podcast
situation.
I don't care what he says that he didn't have
Will
say in
Smith
anything
situation.
that has to do with his hiring.
Get JJ's name, get JJ off the bench and get my son Bronny on the court. That's what you're getting. You're getting this bullshit, weird, creepy tone coming from JJ Redick going, hey, man, I don't know who the G League coach is, but Bronny said, get my kid up here because he needs to play ball. That's what the conversation's going to go. He's going to say, hey, he's going to make the phone call. LeBron's going to come in and get pissed at him. Hey, it's time. That's
what I want to see is how he does this summer league, how he performs. Because now, 9 times out of 10 in the summer league, you're going to be put in the starting rotation because you're Bronny.
He's going to score points, but is he going to be elite?
Other rookies and other players that weren't drafted that are probably playing for summer league to get a spot for off season to try to get a spot full time.
He didn't score points in the draft combine scrimmage. What?
The first game, I think he scored 6 points, and then the second game, I think he scored like 12 or 13 points.
Yeah, that's good for a WNBA. We're talking NBA here.
I'm like,
he's going to have to be a double-digit player, or he's going to be considered a bust, guaranteed.
We're going to see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not even going to lie.
You just have to get to 12.8 to have a successful enough career to become a coach.
Come on, in 9th grade, intramural basketball coach, 12.8 point.
Come on all you want. It's true. You only got to get to 12.8. Before JJ, at least you would look at Jason Kidd and go, yeah.
Jason Kidd was a dog. You know who I would love to see? Another Jason?
Like Steve Kerr.
Jason Williams.
Okay. Yeah.
Badass coach.
Okay, now here, okay.
Go ahead.
Why did we feel differently about Steve Kerr than we do about JJ Redick?
Because Steve Kerr's attitude.
Is it the elephant in the room here? Am I just thinking about Jordan's championships?
Steve Kerr was a leader on the bench, and everybody knew it. He was drawing up plays and calling plays on the court. I guess JJ Redick called his own number and shot threes. That's all he ever fucking did.
And this is the thing. Steve Kerr played under 2 of the most intelligent coaches on the planet.
And with the best player in the world.
And played alongside the best player in the world. His brain is different than JJ Redick's, I feel like.
Was JJ Redick's name in anybody else's mouth before the Laker job, though?
Of course not. Well, ever.
That's the answer.
But now JJ Redick had Coach K and has Coach K.
It's college basketball, though. When's the last college basketball coach that was successful in the NBA?
Brad Stevens. Well, he wasn't. Hey, he's got. Listen, you didn't put parameters on the son of a bitch. You just said who was the last successful college coach in the NBA, and it's fucking Brad Stevens. Now, if we want to go into detail, who's the last successful coaching coach in the NBA?
Coaching coach? Probably the coach of the San Antonio Spurs. He's probably the longest tenured coach.
I think right now, he might be
Popovich. But hold on, did Popovich coach college?
No, you said coach.
He coach college.
I know. Oh, God damn it! I was putting details onto your question.
Well, I'm putting details under details.
No, it's fucking circles. Son, you asked the goddamn question, and I was just putting details into it.
But details don't match my details.
Stevens.
Wait, where the fuck did we just go?
Stevens only had success at what was he at Butler?
Who? Yeah,
Stevens. Yeah,
he was
and granted, never really won anything at Butler. He just
no. Wait, listen.
He went to 2 championships, And he got runner-up both times, I believe.
He was the foundational coach for the Boston Celtics. He was a legitimate point in drafting the major key pieces while he was a coach, and
These last 2 years making trades and signings.
Those choices in the office as a coach led Boston to go, listen, you're the coach who got us there, but you're not the coach who's going to get us there. So we need that other coach, but we want your mind, and that mind has continued on in an 11-year journey, won a championship.
Him being the president of basketball operations, now you're doing office moves, but you still have the mentality of an NBA coach, so you're able to sniff out the good and the bad coaches, and he was able to find the right interim coach still, like you said.
Who's the Bill Belichick of the NBA?
Popovich right now.
No, don't you do that to
fucking ass right now.
Pat Riley is who I'm thinking of. Pat Riley. Because he went
Pat Riley went out on top, though. He won that title.
Why are the Spurs...
After they did a super team.
I'm talking about, not the Spurs. I'm talking about in a sense of, for like at least 10 years now, Greg Popovich has been in a lottery pick every year.
Yeah.
And pretty much ever since Tim Duncan was the last of the Mohicans to dip out, ever since he's lost his big three and not been able to recoup that kind of magic again yet, because I know he has Wemby now. But I'm just saying, since Wemby.
All right, you're saying Popovich? I'm saying Phil Jackson.
I would say Phil Jackson, too, because he went to the Lakers and he got his ass handed to him.
Phil Jackson has only won with Michael and Kobe. He hasn't won with anybody else. Nothing else he's touched.
Especially that New York incident. Jesus.
It's not like Jerry West.
Yeah. Bad one. There's multiple now. There's multiple.
Yeah.
We could have went a lot of ways with this.
The other one brought,
Fair enough.
I'm like,
there's at least three. We have a different person. So.
Green Bay and it just L.A., Sacramento.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because but
I couldn't say Pat Riley just because, again, the last time he coached, he won Miami their first. He coached them after Van Gundy dipped on him.
Yeah.
And he got him. So I'm like, I wouldn't.
Yeah, but they were already set up for a title before he got there. Let's be honest with that one. They took him to South Beach because they needed a head coach who had been there
Does
before.
It have to be you said only NBA coaches? Because I got somebody.
Yeah, go for it.
Or maybe he's just disappointing.
Drop it. We're about to hit our Olympic segment. So
Calipari?
Yeah. Old Johnny boy?
Calipari is the college version of this. I think all of us would agree on that one.
Doo-doo trash as a coach.
Doo-doo trash.
And it may not be that you're trash, but it's just, I know he hates and loves this one and done shit. Because it's killing him.
We had one at Michigan, too. We'll call him John Beeline.
When's the last time Coach K won?
It was, I think, when, what's his name?
I would love to get
Davis.
Coach K or Calipari on and talk about the one and done scenario, what went down, because I think they would both be on board to be like, yeah, F that one and done BS.
Anthony Davis was his last title, his only title in Kentucky.
Anthony Davis was his last title? Holy crap, that's 9 years then.
Yeah.
10 years.
I'm pretty sure it was like 2016 or 2014 or something
like
that.
Coach K's last title came in 2015.
2015. And that was when Anthony Davis was on the team.
Yeah, it's a drought, man.
He's had playoff runs, but he hasn't won a title.
Now, though, 15 ACC tournament championships, that's quite a bit, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I'm talking about like national championships.
Yeah, but to say he hasn't been successful, I guess.
I get it, though. Here, as Michigan fans, we just recently celebrated a wonderful national championship victory.
Yeah, so you're saying it's going to be a while for the next one?
I'm saying it's probably going to be a little bit.
Listen, hey, at this point,
You got one.
I have
lived through one. We lived through two, actually. We lived through the 97 one as well, too.
Yeah.
2005 with Vince Young destroying USC in that last 2 minutes.
I liked what that was a good one for me. I like that one as well.
Yeah. The only thing I'm missing is a World Series. It's the only thing I'm missing.
Okay, so I've witnessed NBA Finals.
So what would we call that?
Michael, I've witnessed two technically that I remember vividly.
Shit.
I was around for
the Mount Rushmore.
I was around for the World Series. So all I'm missing is the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you,
And I
did you want to relive those old NBA championships? You want a fresh one, right? You want a fresh one.
I would love a fresh one. Yeah, I've only got
want a fresh
childhood memories of the hockey.
I would definitely want.
I'm just saying, you probably want to. You probably want a fresh one for the NBA.
Yeah.
too.
So if anything's recent, if I'm talking about anything,
Well, I'm not
recent,
saying you didn't get it. I'm just saying.
Right.
You want
I'm saying
fresh
so.
one.
You got the Stanley Cups with the Blackhawks, the Chicago Sky winning their first title 2 years ago, and then the World Series.
It's been a while for the Wings for us too. Then.
Other than that, I need a Super Bowl, and I need a new NBA Finals, a fresher NBA, and clearly a fresh Super Bowl.
Hold on now. Hold on. Chicago's got a soccer team.
But have we got an MLS playoff win or a damn championship?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was asking you. You might need another one. You might need one of those too.
Well, Paul's wants. You just get rings of every team that you got and just have them on your fingers. You can get 10 by the time you're done. Just won't be the ones you want.
I will find it. Listen, I got the name.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know where you can find them.
Yeah.
I'll find. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm all
HTTPS / fucking google.com, motherfucker.
Bing, either
or Bing. All right, you just figure that shit out, man. And then you just go, where the fuck can I find one of these?
Yeah. Well,
Without
can't guarantee.
without the pubic propane, please.
Nailed it.
Don't go on Amazon and find you that.
We're gonna need some of that propane over here. Congratulations, WNBA and NBA, for being somewhat exciting even after you're almost done. So we do have the NBA agency coming up. I think the breaking news before the show, real quick, while we wrap this NBA shit up and get to the Olympics. So Chris Paul got waived. Bye-bye. Thanks to a no trade from the Bulls. That was Chris Paul, Andrew Wiggins for Lavigna. I think if Golden State would have just said Wiggins and some draft picks, I believe Chicago probably would have taken that. Something you and I were
hit on Chris Paul though.
The fucking guy's old. All right. And if he was going to be mad at
his ankles are lost. So.
If he's going to be mad at anybody, he can be mad at the NBA for stopping the original trade from the Charlotte Hornets to the fucking LA Lakers. If he's going to be mad at anyone, he can be mad at the NBA.
He could have had 3 rings by now.
He would have had 3 rings by now. Absolutely. Absolutely. But fast forward, and he's
19
old.
years into the game, still nothing.
You guys are gonna wait till we get to the next segment here. I've got the Olympic gold odds.
No, I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited there.
I got the odds up.
What's his name? James Harden resigned or is expected to resign with the Clippers.
James
for-
Harden
The
is just
Clippers.
happy to have a job. at
Hold
this
on,
point.
this is a very interesting thing.
2 years, $70 million, and they're looking to trade.
With the Clippers,
Russell.
never mind.
Well, 35 million for him. He is a veteran. He does put up a godly amount of shots and numbers, but
I don't trust him in the playoffs. That's just the end of it.
no,
all.
Well,
he will lead a team to the playoffs if he has players around
That's
him.
not my issue. You can lead a horse to water, but that don't mean he's going to drink it.
Part of the problem is you
He's
need
the
their
Lamar Jackson of the
LA's
NBA.
coaches.
He could lead a team to the playoffs. That doesn't mean he's going to show in the playoffs.
He's a Lamar Jackson of the NBA.
How come James Harden wouldn't go play with LeBron then? Too much money, 35 million.
Probably more money hungry. He knows that his
How much is Clay gonna cost if he does end up going to LA?
If he goes to LA, he's going to take less money.
You think he's gonna
if he
take
goes
like
to the
25
Lakers,
or
he's gonna
something?
have to take a gigantic pay.
Here's the thing.
I
You're
just was
going.
wondering because you guys spoke about this.
You're going to a team where LeBron James just took a $27 million pay cut for you and others to come. You're not getting $30 million.
No, it can't be one player. So
No, he's going to get about 14 and a half.
And that's pushing it.
Yeah.
and that's Clay worth though. You think that's a 50% pay cut? Is he a $30 million player?
No, I think he's 14 and a half. I think 12 to 17 is a perfect range for Klay Thompson.
For him to think realistically that he can pull a team to pay him $30 million a year, the team would have to be garbage and not expecting to make the playoffs anytime soon.
The Detroit Pistons
have
did
the
that
money
with
to
Blake
do it.
Griffin back in the day. So
But
there is
most-
definitely a
most
team that would do this.
Most teams that are having a shot, if he's going to a contender team, There's no way in hell that they're going to pay him $30 million.
But I don't think Klay Thompson is selling seats like the dunk master that never made it onto the court because he was too hurt by the time he got to Detroit.
I don't think Klay needs anything anymore. I don't think he needs more. I don't think he needs a title. He just needs money.
I think if he was chasing the bag, his biggest shot, I think, was Orlando. And with KCP signing that deal, that kind of shuts the door on that easy money. In most cases.
I could see Philadelphia paying him.
Possibly.
Yeah.
They have the money. And they're gonna miss on Paul George. If I'm Paul George, here this is how we think about this, right? I'm Paul George. I was just playing with Kawhi Leonard, who was fucking hurt all the time.
Oh, I'm not going to Philly.
I can't go to Philly and play with Joel Embiid, who's fucking hurt all the time.
Check this out. What about Indiana?
I like Paul George.
Paul George in Indiana.
I like Paul.
Is this the Jermaine O'Neal type situation again?
I don't know. He's gonna if he goes to Indiana, he's gonna take less money.
Why? Indiana's way under the cap.
I don't think he goes there.
They've got future. They got futures. They're gonna have to pay.
Halliburton's their future.
Only one.
I don't know. Jordan Clarkson.
This is the
bro. This is bro. It's the NBA, bro. It's the NBA. All he has to do is make NBA second team, and he's making money. That's it.
This is very true. He can sign a 2-year deal, opt out for the second deal, play his ass off, and then get a supermax the next year.
All he's got to do,
NBA team.
That's all he's got to do. And playing on Indiana, I think that's absolutely possible. I don't disagree with you, Patrick. Do I believe he's worth that money right now? Probably not.
I'm talking about. I didn't say Klay. I said Paul George. I said Paul George is a rental anyway. He's at the end of his career. So
that's why I'm thinking he shacks up in Milwaukee.
You think Paul George? So you're thinking
Paul George?
Okay. Well, before we get to this, Paul said no. You brought this up, Paul, or Charles did. Brooke Lopez leaving Milwaukee and Paul George replacing him. That is a better Bucks team. Let's be honest.
That's a better Bucks team.
Getting rid of your big man, and you're expecting what?
But Brooke Lopez is old and slow.
I hear you.
Paul George is not slow.
So who are you going to sign?
What are you talking about?
Space?
We just said Paul George.
Paul George is 6'6". Who's playing center?
They've got the other Lopez to play center.
Robin Lopez is in Toronto.
Yeah. What? Bro. They had him last year. What do you mean? They both were there last year.
No, I don't think.
When did he leave?
Anymore.
When the fuck did he leave? Oh, he's leaving the offseason?
Y'all not going to re-sign him. You're telling me you're going to trade away Brooke Lopez for Paul and then sign Paul George, and then you're expecting Robin Lopez to do what?
For one, Brooke Lopez is a free agent right now.
But they can do a sign-and trade.
Bullshit. Paul George is 6'8".
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, with shoes on, maybe he's 6'10", so...
Those are some fucking shoes if he just jumps 2 inches like that.
Who does Milwaukee have?
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, looking at the list of free agent centers.
It's not looking good, is it?
Even with, listen, if you're telling me to pick right now, I'm picking Brooke Lopez because he's the best on the list.
Bahamas basketball team.
Oh, it looks like the Bahamas
bunch of bums.
No, not bums.
Dude, okay, here we go. Jacob Poeltl. Yep. Brooke Lopez, Jacques Landale, Paul Reed. Don't ask me who, motherfucker. I don't know either. Maurice Wagner, Dwight Powell, Kevin Love, Christian Wood,
Kevin Love,
James
Wiseman,
Omer Yurtseven,
James Wiseman. He's okay. Andre Drummond.
Thomas Bryant, Drew Eubanks, Mason Plumlee. Yeah.
I don't know who signed him, but somebody just signed on.
DeAndre Jordan, Tristan Thompson, Taji Gibson, Montrezl Harrell.
So basically you're saying there's diddly squat waiting for you in the center position.
So they shit there anyways.
Oh, the Bulls signed Drummond.
No, he just re-signed with somebody else.
The Bulls had Andre Drummond last year.
But he just signed with somebody for 2 years. I can't remember. It was 2 years, $5 million.
There's some decent centers on here. They're just not averaging 25 points a game.
I'm not jumping over rainbows and pots of gold for what's left.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I gathered as well by looking at this list.
Xavier Tillman. from Boston. Their starting center, won the fucking.
Drummond went to back to Philly.
Philly.
If I'm not mistaken.
You're not going to replace. Yeah. You're not going to replace that. But who's to say? They could send somebody else and get Paul George.
I know it. They ain't gotta fucking send anybody. Paul George opted out. He's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
He goes and signs wherever the fuck he wants to sign. Brooke Lopez did the same thing. Brooke Lopez is going to sign where he wants to sign.
Oh, cut somebody. I'm talking about the Bucks. You got to make room for him. There's plenty of players on that bench and never make it in there.
I'm just saying, if Brooke Lopez is an unrestricted free agent, and even if you were for some weird voodoo reason,
he's not
to sign Paul George to a deal,
he's not taking.
You need to find a way to re-sign Brooke Lopez.
Does Paul George have an NBA championship?
No, I don't think so.
Not with him as the leader of the team.
So, who did he
need
like
a Ray Allen to a team? Get those buckets that are needed. You don't. I'm not counting on you to drop.
So what? So now, without thinking about the money or anything else, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Damian Lillard, and Paul George in the East.
I'm like, it's scary.
Tell me that's not
on paper. On paper, that's scary.
Yeah. There's something we like to do here at the show is we like to pretend when we're looking into the future that everyone stays 100% healthy.
If everybody's healthy,
and Bobby Portis is a free agent too. Mm-hmm. Portis, Pat Connaughton, and Brooke Lopez.
Nice, that is a very nice three. And then being on the East, where it's not as competitive as the West.
So what about Paul? What about Paul George replacing Portis?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I don't
Honestly,
know. Yeah,
I get that, but do y'all want to lose somebody like Portis though?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that you had to think about it.
No, because I'm going to tell you what I was just thinking about. When I close my eyes and I think about Bobby Portis, two things come to mind. He's probably the reason we lost Game 3 with his attitude. And he does a really good peanut butter and jelly sandwich commercial. So if those are the only two things that come to mind, I don't mind losing that player.
Do you know how much Brooke Lopez made last season?
Too much.
$23.5 million. So the Lakers do not have the money to take him. And he's not leaving Milwaukee to get the same amount of money in LA. He's not going to go play with LeBron.
Yeah.
So he's
Milwaukee's a fun place.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's a fun place to play basketball. Let's be honest.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're Paul George, or if you're looking at Paul George, right?
Yeah.
And you're seeing his body of work up till now, how much are you realistically thinking he can pull per year?
Who's that?
Paul George.
Paul George? Oh, he's probably the 25. He's probably around the same amount of money.
So do you see any championship contender teams that have that much cap space?
No, but he's going to chase. He's ring chasing.
Okay, so then here's the part two of that question. If you're Paul George and you're wanting to get a ring, how much of a pay cut are you willing to take?
Probably $8 to $10 million because you'll recoup some of that by going to the playoffs in the NBA Finals.
So you're saying the least you could see him taking is between 15 and 20?
Or he's gonna. I think around 18. It's 16 to 18 is probably where he's going to want to be.
Okay, so what teams would you want to play for at 15 million a year and be okay with that big of a pay cut?
Probably more of a team like Milwaukee because their taxes are way better here than they are
in
like
goes to Dallas?
Texas. Fuck that. If he goes to Dallas, then he's not gonna have to pay any. But that's his.
I'm
his
just
deal.
saying, if he played with Kyrie and Luka.
Ooh.
I don't know. You're milking the cow here for a good situation, but I just don't know if he would go. Ownership has a lot to do with that,
Bro, tax-free in Dallas.
Yeah, it's tax-free in Texas.
And you just spent a whole bunch of taxes in California.
You spent a lot of money.
So
you can recoup all that back.
You can recoup all that back.
In Dallas, if you take a pay cut in Dallas, you're not losing so much because again, you're not offering so much out.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Is $17 million a year for 82, maybe 101 games in that year, right? Is $17 million really a fucking pay cut?
For you and I, hell no.
For a veteran NBA basketball player who can't stay healthy.
If he stays in LA, he's making more money in Milwaukee than he is in LA because he's paying 50%.
Chris Paul just went to the Spurs.
Holy crap.
Good for him. Old
and
washed
I told
up.
him, because my brother-in-law is a Spurs fan. I talked to him like 3 months ago. I'm like, hey, what if the Spurs found a way to get Chris Paul? That'd be dope. And 3 months later,
who's got worse ankles than Anthony Richardson? ACL tear.
Chris Paul, eh?
Oh, Chris Paul. Mr. Chris Paul himself. That dude's old. His body's beat up. We could say the same thing about Middleton for the Bucks. His knees are pretty much trash. This dude's going to have double knee replacements by the time he's 45 years old.
I'm like, you can get Paul George to replace Middleton.
Chris Middleton was drafted by the Pistons, by the way.
He was.
And he was when he was with the Pistons because he was not at his potential yet.
Yeah, because Detroit really knows how to get potential out of their players. Hell yeah.
That was the bad Detroit when we drafted him. That was the.
I can't believe we all passed out on Melo.
Why Melo?
Imagine.
Why, dude? That jacks up 35 shots a game.
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
Shoots
as a rookie
41%.
though, to be able to play with.
Yeah.
veterans like
Listen.
that,
It took a fucking second rounder for Denver to win a championship. I don't want to hear it about Melo. He can have his tequila commercials on the side of a fucking basketball court. Get out of town. Who the fuck's walking down the side of an NBA basketball court with a bottle of 1800 tequila on a silver fucking tray in a crystal glass?
Probably NBA players.
Fuck off.
It's probably who's advertising too,
sit
to be
down
honest.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Miss me with that shit. That's like waking up to a fucking BMW on Christmas morning. Who the fuck's making these payments?
It's got the freaking 8-foot bow on it.
Who the fuck's paying for the insurance? Where the fuck did we get the random ass money for you to get this shit?
And also when you gotta get the oil change and something.
Yeah, isn't one of those
said,
cars
you know,
like $800 oil change?
Listen, honestly, you know what would have been you know what would have been fucking great? New golf covers and a goddamn bag of teas.
Something that I
But
could use.
instead you show up with a fucking $65,000 goddamn piece of metal.
That I don't want.
What the fuck? I'm sorry, we went on a sidetrack there. Where were we?
Hey, it's Side Quest USA up in here, so it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. We do it
All
every
right,
day.
here we go. The Summer Olympics features 32 sports in the upcoming Paris 2024 Olympic Games. Here's the list. Aquatics, to include swimming, marathon swimming, diving, water polo, artistic swimming. Pause. When have you ever watched artistic fucking swimming in the
That's that
Olympics?
shit where they go
Where
and
they
they do
dance
the under the
with
water
their feet and
bullshit.
shit.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they do that shit with their legs and
No,
stuff.
I've never turned on ESPN or anything to go
No,
watch
but it's
stuff
been going around. It's been going around since like the 50s. It's
Do
been
we
around
have-
for a long
Do
time.
we have a team?
Yeah, we got a team. Oh, for
all right,
sure we got a team.
okay. So while we're paused, you guys go ahead and look up. We'll look up.
What are you? Should we see if they ever even medaled in this?
Let's look up the artistic swimming odds. Let's look
who's
up
in-
the Olympic artistic swimming odds. So, and while you guys are doing that, I'm going to brace our listeners for what's happening. So, pre-show, we were talking about the Olympics upcoming up. Patrick, very excited about a lot of things. And then we started asking, how many games are in the Summer Olympics and what fucking are they? And where are we leveled at in those? And we realized it would be a fantastic idea to go over all of this with you, the listeners, because a lot of the time, okay, so yes, artistic swimming has been around for a really long time, but I'm thinking of these sons of bees in like 1940s one-piece bikini or like bell-bottom swim tops with these caps and doing all these random things, right? I feel like that's entertaining, and why that hasn't been on the television, like, I don't watch a lot of the Olympics, but I don't ever even see a recap of this in the Olympics. So I believe I've chatted enough. I'm starting to see scrunched looks on people's faces here.
Apparently you can't. Apparently this is a sport you can't bet on because I cannot find anything on it.
I couldn't find anything to bet on, but they've been in the Olympics since 1984.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
we're
been
gonna
around
look up
for a while.
They've
USA
gotten 2 gold medals in artistic swimming, 84 and 92. And they got 1 silver medal, and that's it. But their last
Hey, they're all
medal
right.
period
All right.
was 1992.
The USA Artistic Swimming Olympic Team for 2024
They got a
includes
bronze
the
as well.
following athletes: Anita Alvarez, Daniela Ramirez, Megumi Field, Jamie Charkowski.
not to be that guy, but I am that guy. You said this is the American team?
Yes, sir. Jackie Lynn Liu, Audrey Kwan,
Sound
We
American.
can't even
Tiana
sound
Hunter, Ruby Ramat.
Can I remind everybody that this guy over here speaks like 5 foreign languages, but he's having a hell of a time getting these American names out of his mouth.
Callista Louis serving as Olympic alternate.
Oh, Olympic alternate.
Shout out to them.
Yeah. Cheers.
Wait.
That was our Olympic team.
Yeah.
I'm not that disappointed that they've exceeded and excelled at their particular sport. What it is strange and just a little bit weird is that this is the first time that I think you ever brought it up, and that I never really thought about it, like you said. Have you ever watched it? Has it ever been on TV when you were clicking through during the Olympics?
No.
I don't ever remember it. It's probably out at 2, 3 in the morning. It's one of those things that
Surfing is in the
surfing.
Olympics.
Surfing?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get back to the list here. Yeah, I can't seem to find up. So that's cool. So anyways, so that was the first thing. Aquatics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you've got archery,
Knew that.
Sure. Yeah.
athletics.
I don't know what that
Yeah.
is.
I don't either.
And
Just
did you
says-
wait a minute? That's a
It's-
category?
Yeah, it just
Or-
says athletics. Usually there's fucking parentheses or something next to it with this.
Interesting.
Tells you what it is, but it doesn't.
Interesting.
Okay, so here we go again. Pause. USA athletics game list or Olympics.
Athletics at the 2024. What is it? Oh, I think it's like the decathlon type thing.
Yeah.
I think.
Is that where
They're
they
doing,
Is that where they
different-
run and then they
run,
shoot?
swim,
Yeah,
and
they're
then-
doing multiple
bike,
events.
whatever.
Okay.
I
So we're,
believe.
okay. Maybe we're starting to get a
I'm
little.
looking.
We're starting
It's
to get a hang of this.
these must be like a track and field type.
Okay, the Olympic sports list. We're going to go right to the Olympics.com. Are you happy? No. Oh, okay. Confirm my choices. Reject all. Athletics. Okay. Contested at the very first ancient Olympic Games, athletics is one of the oldest sports on record, with the names of champions documented from as far back as 776 BC. The ancient Olympic Games include events like the pentathlon, which consist of a running race, long jump, disc throw, javelin throw, and wrestling. The first meets in modern times can be likened to the athletic competitions we know today took place in 1840 in Shropshire, England. Hashtag the Dallas Cowboys of soccer.
The Dallas Cowboys of soccer. I love it.
Other such championships began to thrive and spread in the 1880s, particularly in England, got way better in the USA, and then eventually found its way throughout the rest of Europe. In 1912, the international federation that oversees international athletics competitions, known as the IAAF, now known as World Athletics, was established. So that's the athletics portion of it. So yeah, just like you guys said, it's that basic blah, 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 running and gunning shit.
Yeah, where it's multiple events. Nothing. Yeah,
No.
great.
Okay, so then you have badminton. And I'm
Go to school.
gonna tell you right now, if I knew as a child that badminton was an Olympic sport, I would
I
be a
would've paid attention
badminton
more.
fucking champion right now, man.
Badminton. You would have been trying a lot freaking harder to bat the shit out of that ball.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I was a beast at that.
They'd be like, Charles, it's just PE. Calm down. It's more than PE.
It was never just PE to me. Let me tell you right now. Before Ricky Bobby, there was Charles fucking Sires. All right, that's just
The badminton king.
that's just you at any of the emails. It's just straight Charles Sires, right? I
you
knew I
can,
was going to be famous when the internet first came around,
you can
and I
swat
bought
the
it.
shit out of a fly then, eh?
Oh, bro, ain't got no fucking chance.
You don't even know.
Give me chopsticks, I'll pull it right out the sky. Didn't even see it coming. Basketball, 3v3.
And 5v5.
So this is
And 5v5. Yeah. Yep.
so
3v3,
I didn't
basketball.
find the 3v3 odds, but I believe the United States is favored almost like 16-1.
Yeah.
Do you remember seeing many 3v3 basketball?
The
I think
3v3 is
the
almost
last
played like a
Olympics
Gus
was the
Macker
first time
style,
they
isn't
did
it?
I think.
Do you think Ice Cube's pissed that they didn't call on the big three?
I don't think so.
Dude, can you imagine us sending out 50-year-old
I promise you
men?
he's not. Yeah. But
No, but could you imagine if we sent out 50-year-old dudes to go play our 3v3?
And
We
what
probably
if they
still,
won?
we would still. It's Ice Cube. We would send our best
Yeah.
for sure. It'd be street ball.
I'm like, that would be hella interesting if the NBA was in charge of the 5v5 and Ice Cube's big three was in charge of sending players for the big.
the
That
big
would
three.
be insane to see.
Dude,
this.
those
Ice Cube wouldn't send 50-year-old players. He would be out in the streets hustling. He'd be
his top tier talent out there.
yeah.
he would
Oh
send-
hell yeah, man, that'd be so.
dudes that want to
Wouldn't
be.
that be
the
cool?
That'd
thing.
be so fucking cool.
That's what I'm saying.
You get
It'd be
two
freaking
different leagues
awesome.
representing Team
Your
US.
co-
How
you
sick would that
your
be?
crew. Yeah, you could have a guy from Philly, one dude from Miami, and one guy from LA, and be
Like,
you'd
can
be
you
out there just
imagine
balling.
how crazy that would be? Like, if let's say that were to ever happen, if that were to happen, that would let us know that Ice Cube created probably one of the best leagues outside of the NBA anywhere. But to say
Arguably,
that you
did-
started this
dictating
little
it,
league
yeah.
just to have former players that didn't have a shot in the NBA, and it's grown to this, and you to get invited. Hey, we want your players to represent us for Team
Yeah.
USA on Big on 3. Like, that would be sick.
My biggest problem with the big three is that it's not easy to watch on television.
It's not. The
And
contracts
that's-
that they have right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's
Do
upsetting.
you think $11 million for CP3 is too much?
No,
All right, because that's what they're giving him for one.
no,
year.
because you're paying $11 million for one of the best basketball minds. Let's be honest.
So
If you want to,
his stats got him that record more so than these last couple years.
Yeah.
yeah. But my thought process is Tim Duncan. It's just a Greg Popovich foundational layout,
Like,
right?
He had to know even then he was going to get a pay cut either way.
He's
Well, yeah, absolutely. And why
he's
not
an
go?
offensive liability with the ball in his hands? Like, he's not a point guard, so definitely
Right.
keep the ball out of his hands. In the past, he was way better. As the years have gone on with Phoenix and that, he's definitely not a reliable ball handler anymore.
I feel you.
I
We saw that versus
appreciate
the Bucks.
I
you know.
appreciate you two looking at this from the basketball player standpoint,
Sure.
but I'm looking at it from the basketball teacher standpoint. Now, I look at Chris Paul the same way I viewed Jason Kidd before Jason Kidd became a coach. I think Chris Paul is going to be a great head coach in the NBA.
Oh, he's
But
going to help Wemby so much. this
he's
season.
going to help Wemby so
He's
much,
gonna
and
help him
that's
so
worth
much.
the 11 million. I think
And even
that's
if he's
more
not on
than
the
worth the
court-
11.
Even if he's not on the court every day, like he doesn't play a full season, because the likelihood of him playing a full season is not happening.
Not at his
However,
age.
but
and
to have
body.
him, I know Coach Popovich is going to be just ecstatic to have somebody of his, like Charles, you said, the mind that he has and what he can contribute on the bench, on the floor, in the locker room, just as a basketball standpoint. I'm like, $11 million is a steal at this point
Yeah.
because he's going to make Wemby better.
Yeah,
Without
absolutely.
a
Minimum's like 8. It's not like he's paying him a shit ton.
And before we bounce further onto the list, but here's the other thing to it. Chris Paul is probably as close as you're going to get to a player with a championship mindset who hasn't won a championship. Would I be wrong in saying that?
No. It's just,
That's a-
can he finally get on a team that can get him there? And
Oh no, he ain't winning a championship. This is the end of his career. He's just there to have a
This
good
is San
time.
Antonio is a couple.
Yeah,
is a
it's
few-
fucking San
maybe-
Antonio.
Maybe a decade
He's not
away.
winning this year.
Fuck Jesus Christ! What the
His
fuck?
best shot was last year with Golden State, and we'll see how
Yeah.
that worked out.
Yeah,
Wemby's not even as good as Bol according to Shaq. So
Well, Bobo's
that might be
That's
Shaq's
a little-
worst.
that's-
That might be
you
Shaq
know,
ever.
Like, it's not the worst take ever, but to say that
I thought he said that Bol did it first. He's just lazy.
No,
would
he
say-
said he does it. Bol does it better. Does everything and then a little bit better, except he's lazy.
That he could be better, but he's lazy. Yeah.
oh, he's just lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
listen.
it's a nice way to say it, but
I don't
think
listen.
Bobo's got the same handles as Wemby though. I've watched both of them before. I don't.
You got to go. You got to go watch pre-NBA Bobo though. Shaq's not wrong. Bobo coming into the league had almost the same hype as Wemby. He just quickly died, unlike Wemby. Like it was like
in college.
It was like looking at Wayne Newton today. Like you're not actually looking at Wayne Newton. You're looking at a plastic version of Wayne Newton.
I think of Wayne Newton as I think of Vegas Vacation. Wayne Newton.
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful.
All right, boys. Exactly. Straight into it. All right, here are your odds for the Olympic men's and women's basketball.
By the way, we only got through 5 of the 32 fucking games.
We told you we got a whole episode to talk about. We got to break down Olympic favorites because I want to see your takes on these. We talked about this. You already know this list is going to be very close to what we brought up the other day.
I don't
we all
care
got
how
upset.
close the men's are. I will never not believe in Team USA when it comes to basketball.
Here you go, right there. There is the women on the left. You've got USA as a 1,400 favorite. China coming in at plus 2,000.
You guys said I was crazy. I said China's probably going to get silver.
Look at France.
France, Australia,
Number 3,
Belgium,
baby.
Japan, Canada, Puerto Rico, Germany, Serbia.
Listen,
and then
France
the
ain't
men's,
nothing more than a
Hey,
nice
dude.
smelling fucking trash bag.
Here's where it gets
missing.
dicey, though. You've got Team
There's a team
Canada at plus
missing.
850. That is not bad odds for Team Canada. Somebody would actually take that spot right there and probably
There's
play
a
them.
team missing.
There's a lot of these teams are off the board. The Bahamas isn't even on the board because, let's be honest, it's the Bahamas.
Respectfully.
The Bahamas probably can't be bet on because people are betting them to medal, and they probably are off the board because of that. Vegas does some weird stuff. DraftKings, all those guys, they do whatever they want. It's their baby.
We're going to figure it out. I want to try to find something that just sounds weird as a sport. But there's
a lot of them on
the
here.
only one that seems funny is the artistic swimming and then this athletic thing.
Handball's on the list.
Yeah, handball's been on there for 10, maybe 3 Olympics.
Really?
Yeah. But here's the problem. How can they have these as Olympic sports when there's only 8 teams?
I'm pretty sure that here in Neenah, there's an Olympic speed walker. No, speed walker. Yeah.
That's a fucking thing.
They got equestrian
Yeah.
as an Olympic sport. And we got 4 men and 2 females right now.
Yeah.
Well, equestrian is one of the oldest sports.
I know, but it's just...
Is that like hobby horsing?
No, equestrian is with the actual horses and the poles. Yeah, that's been around for forever because the fancy fucking French and with the fox hunting and all that bullshit. That was part of the original bullshit with England. So that's been
Aren't
big
they
for
putting flag
minute.
football in next Olympics?
Flag
Right?
football?
Yeah, I think
You got to be shitting me with that.
No, listen, football is on the list now, and I promise you, it's not fucking.
That's soccer.
No, he said flag football. That's
No.
what I said.
Listen,
I know flag football is supposed to be introduced. Football over there is soccer for us.
Football over there is football.
yeah, but it doesn't say football; it just says football.
That's what they call
Well,
it.
they call it
they call it
football.
football.
They call it football in Europe, but around the other places in the world, I think they call it football.
Football.
It's football.
It's
And-
football in
Well, it's
Europe.
really it's soccer. But hold on now, listen to me. This is why I'm a little confused.
Go ahead.
I'm sitting in Midwest fucking America on a
Yeah.
damn Microsoft fucking website, station in America. All right, and I type in fucking Olympic damn soccer or sports list. You better not have fucking football on it. You better just put fucking soccer.
Yeah, but they didn't, did they?
I don't know. Football, there's supposed to be FU with the little fucking sign on it.
No. Now,
TB fucking WL.
These are the ones I got: gymnastics, diving, volleyball, fencing, tennis, water polo, table tennis, wrestling, athletics, Greco-Roman wrestling, equestrian, canoe sprint, rugby union, basque pelota, canoe slalom, rhythmic gymnastics, cycling, basketball, artistic swimming, modern pentathlon, archery, badminton, boxing, shooting, track and field. Golf is the new one, correct? Swimming, soccer, rowing, weightlifting, surfing, handball, judo, beach volleyball, ice hockey. Who's got the best judo team? Is that going to be a Brazilian
Probably got to
winner?
be Brazil.
Why is like ice hockey a Olympic summer event?
It's probably it's field hockey. Shouldn't it be field hockey?
It says ice hockey, cross country running, artistic. That's the figure skating. Why are these popping up on here? It
Do you
says
have it under?
Olympics.
I don't.
No, it says Olympic disciplines. I don't know why that's on there. / summer, and then it's got 3 winter Olympic games on here.
Your guess is as good as mine, broski. I couldn't tell you if I tried.
Yeah, they messed this up because there's way more. There's BMX freestyle, BMX racing, mountain bike.
Bro, I said, listen to me. I said
fuck
we only
this
got
up.
through. Listen, I said we only got through 5 of the 32 on the summer list, and you said, "Yeah, I know that'll be on another episode." And 14 minutes later, just came in and gave me a 1-minute rundown of a bunch of Olympic sports.
Yeah, but you don't even have half of those. You don't even have teams on. What the fuck was that one that I said earlier? That was the.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I don't. We're gonna have to run that fucking list back on 0.5 speed. I don't.
It wasn't even the right list anyway, so it doesn't matter. I had fucking ice hockey on that one. Clearly, it wasn't the right list.
I've got hockey on this list,
It's field hockey. Yeah.
but it's probably field hockey because it's the same damn randomness. It's football, and we know that American football isn't on the Olympics, right?
No, they have soccer on mine, not football.
I'm just trying to get on the same page as you. Are we going to deep dive this list on the next episode, or do you want to start?
I'm here to do whatever you guys want.
That's what I'm thinking. Patrick?
You're talking to me? I was reading.
Did you freeze?
I was reading. No, I was reading. I was reading the screen. I was reading the list again, and I was like, I really did read ice hockey in the Summer Olympic events, and then I realized that it was a summary. I'm like, what the hell?
Went off on a Red Bull gave you wings free there for a minute. I'm just trying to catch up.
No. It just sometimes this thing just gives you wrong answers.
Yeah.
It's the internet in a nutshell. Fucking dumb.
You know, but the 32 games in the Olympic Paris 2024 Summer Games, judo being on the list, and on a future episode here, we're gonna jump into a lot of these. But judo is interesting. I do want to know the futures on really all of these because yes, if I highly doubt America isn't sending somebody for every fucking sport. I don't believe that's
Probably not.
We're not a third world country here. We've got the athletes all over the fucking world, right? Like, you just heard our goddamn artistic swimming.
Here's the thing.
I don't think I said what I said, but artistic.
They're probably better at it than me.
Fuck. Yeah,
what? No, here's the thing.
No, I
have a question. This is a 100% honest question because we make fun of the Cool Runnings and the Jamaican bobsled team. But is there a Olympic event that we don't have a team for? Do you think if we raised enough money, they would send us to the Olympics or would we have to actually qualify? Because if they don't have it as a sanctioned event in the United States, they just won't pay for it to send us there. If we got to pay for it ourselves, do you think they send us? I don't know how that works. I think you have to petition the Olympic Committee to qualify, but I know you have to qualify. But
we're competing in 34 sports this summer. So I'm
out of how many? 36?
I don't know how many there is.
According to this list, there's 32. So
we're competing in 2 that don't exist. 2 ghosts.
No, because they're may be added.
Okay, let's see.
They may be added, right?
Good question. Very good questions here.
I'm firmly standing beside. We're not a third world fucking country, and if there's a goddamn game, we're sending them to the Olympics. The only Olympics we haven't been to is the 1980 ones, and the whole fucking world boycotted them.
Listen,
It
I'm
just
with
says
Charles.
32. It says
If
32
it's an active
sports.
sport in the Olympics, 9 times out of 10,
Okay,
somebody
so
in the United
there's
States
only
knows how to
32.
play it.
Bro, there's people who walk fast. There's people who fucking hobby horse. Like you don't.
Cornhole.
Ooh.
Cornhole is a
We're-
professional
you-
sport.
Hey, wait. You said there's 30. You said there's 34. We're sending 34?
Yeah.
There's 39. There's 39.
Now see. Now we're sending 39. Fucking, we're just making the shit up as we
no,
go.
No.
There's
I- you
39
said-
games.
There's 39 different, 329 events across 39 sports. Is what this says. This is the Paris Olympic
Well,
sports.
there we have it. We're competing in 39 different types of sports.
So
That's
I
probably-
can't wait. I hopefully Charles, we're not third world country. We're not sending. Of course not. I'm assuming they would have a team.
But here's the kicker, right? Okay, I'll let you finish, but I don't want to end it on. I've got a list that says 32. He had a list that said 34, and you had a list now that says 39.
Yeah. Well, fuck Google then.
I'm just saying, like
not right.
how can you say that Charles is not a third world country when your list is different from mine and both of ours are different from his?
Well, mine is cited. Yeah, I didn't take the Wikipedia one.
Mine came right from olympics.com/en/sports/summer-Olympics. It seems like a pretty valid source.
Probably. It just says 329 medal events.
Yeah, so, but 32
I-
wrestling, you've got Greco-Roman wrestling and freestyle wrestling. Volleyball, you got beach volleyball. Gymnastics, artistic gymnastics, and I said that right. Rhythmic gymnastics, trampoline gymnastics, equestrian eventing, equestrian dressing. So yes, there are, but even if you start adding all that shit up, that's way more than 39 too. And way more than 34, way more than 32.
Those are the sports. Sports are all categorized. 329 events is everything's under this little one. That's under this one. That's where you get maybe the 39 is what it is, and they added some. I don't understand this. There's no details saying, hey, these are the extra 7, because
Right.
32 was the original, and then it also says now it says 39. So if you're gonna give me bad information, Google, at least tell me.
So Paris 2024 on Olympics.com. You've got archery, artistic gymnastics, artistic swimming,
28
athletics.
returning sports and 4 new additions for 32. Where the fuck are you getting 39 then?
Okay, and we're sending 34, so that makes sense because the U.S. has an alternate squad. So we're at 32 of 32 with an alternate squad, totaling 34. I would guess.
Okay, so this 329 medal events this year, with the expansion to 339 at the next Summer Olympics, and then it will be 30. So they just preemptively added 7 more and that's for 2028 though. Why? Whatever. It's 32. So
Okay. Yeah, and it's definitely field hockey, and it's definitely soccer.
it's definitely well. You mean they're not doing ice hockey and ice skating in the Summer Olympics? Fuck.
Yeah. But they do have the weightlifting and the wrestling. So on the next episode, what we're going to do an Olympic deep dive, and then we'll jump into the sports equivalent bracket. But we'll do an Olympic deep dive, and we'll because I want to know who our fucking archery people are, and I believe, and I feel like the people. I feel like the people doing archery deserves just as much recognition as the 5v5 wannabe dream team.
Let's do this. There's 30. There's 30. How many? There's 30. Each one of us take 11. One of us takes 10. I want to find out who's the best all time at that event, and then I also want you to deep dive who the American
that's what I'm saying.
players are on there.
And Mike will be back next week too. So 32 divided by 4 is 8.
That makes it easy.
Yeah, it makes it much easier. But again, too, we can be doing this on the episodes as well. I know it's coming up. I know it's happening. So while we're sitting here, okay, so here comes archery. While you guys chit chat for about 12 seconds, I got the archery lineup pulled up. We could do the guesses. Paul, you said you got the archery.
I can
Right.
pull it up.
Yeah, like USA archery squad. United States team archery. Look at that.
I got a Catalina. I'm not even gonna say her last name.
Oh my
Is
god.
this what
There's
this
a
is what
whole
we're
list.
falling to now, that
Wow.
we can't even say the names of our
And then
own
you got Jennifer
Olympic
Lucino
athletes?
Fernandez.
Listen, if
You got a
it's not
Mackenzie
the,
Brown,
you know.
Jack Williams.
No, I'm saying we're struggling to say the names of our own Olympic athletes.
We don't get milk delivered on the porch anymore either. I don't know.
No, I'm saying we're butchering them, and we shouldn't be. I'm not saying this. I'm
No, I
saying this
agree,
is just,
yeah.
we're just cultured enough to the point where we can't even say our own last names of our own country, our own countrymen, women, countrywomen. How do you
I
say
got
this?
a
It's
Brady
countrymen, right?
Ellison.
Representing the United States of America. Couldn't be prouder of them.
Kofo.
Kofo. These are individuals who've worked their whole life and they're about to achieve
Yeah.
the pinnacle of their sport. I'm very excited to watch. I do. I love the Olympics.
I think the Olympics is one of the best things to watch on TV, because you realize that the United States is good at a lot of things, but then you realize that we're not so good at a lot of things too. We're not the best at everything.
Hey, sometimes we're human, and
It's
the
pretty
other
obvious.
team.
Not,
Yeah,
you know.
on those days, I'd like to believe that the other team food poisoned us.
What the?
Food poisoned us. Yeah, I'll take
Listen,
that.
I wake up and I piss accepted red, white, and blue, not the kind that gets you to the doctors.
Wasn't it a few years back that was one of the host countries banned sex in the hotel rooms, and they put a bunch of condoms and made
What?
anti-sex beds? Yeah, you never heard about this?
No.
It might have been the last Olympics that they had over in. Yeah, this is a real thing. Let me see here.
We only got one guy that qualified for archery.
Yeah,
Brady Ellison. But we have 1, 2, 3 singles, and then we got a team. Well, those have guys in it. No, that's women. But we don't have a mixed team. But
Oh, no,
the
no,
women
this is
have
the
individuals
no,
and a
guys.
team in archery, but we don't have a mixed team. I guess we didn't qualify for that.
This is the friggin' New York Post, dude. Anti-sex beds have arrived at the Paris Olympics after horny athletes admit to orgies amid competition. May 14th, 2024.
They're
I don't know what they look like.
Their own
I'm just
room?
saying this was the thing that was all over like the news, like it was all over everywhere.
That's
So
not
like
weird.
Paris is afraid that there's gonna be lots of babies being made at the Olympics, apparently. So
I had dirty water.
that was China. Remember that China, the water was so dirty the athletes refused to swim in the
Well, they're
pools.
saying Paris doesn't smell or look too good right now.
Well, they got a lot of rain.
no,
They washed that shit down.
Paris has an immigrant problem.
We got a lot of problems.
I'm serious.
I hate to break it to you, but you guys.
So they are the bums. They got the bums living on the streets. Yeah.
The dirty. They got the Michigan water over there.
They
France,
got they got
yeah,
that Flint
wow.
water all over there.
And they just went through this big ordeal with the farmers. It probably still smells like cow shit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Or is that Germany? I can't remember. There's so much shit going on in Europe all the
There's so
time.
much stuff going on over there. It could
Oh
have
my
been
God.
Switzerland or Germany. Could have been the Netherlands.
And I'm just throwing this out there. If you redcoats think that I forgot about your extreme ironing, you're dead wrong.
I still want to go to the Olympics for this. I feel like we could at least field a team for that.
Dead wrong.
Did you see the thing I sent you about the 1776 with the middle finger? You need to get you some rings like that. It says 1776 across your fingers. Your
I
knuckles.
plan on just like in eastbound and down. I plan on just
You're
showing
gonna
up
roll out
with
there and the American flag draped all over your
fireworks.
chest. Fireworks.
Fireworks. I'll give all the kids the candlesticks. You know what I'm saying?
Roman candles.
Yeah, Roman candles. Yeah, living in America. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, man. Listen, at the end of the day, I appreciate that you're human and that I'm as well human. And it's not your fault that you were born there and I was born here.
Yeah, we take our privilege very serious.
Yeah, but I just can't get over the fact that you could think that you could own the Dolphins. All right.
No, that part to all of us doesn't make any friggin' sense.
That was brought up on one of our fun fact segments, wasn't it?
Matter of fact, they said it a long time ago. You can't own the water. It's God's water. Shout out Super Troopers.
Okay, I would like thanks for noticing, guys. I greatly appreciate you bringing up my new Bergies. Yeah, that's right. These are the Make-A-Wish Foundation Bergies. The wife, where she works, Bergstrom, they just got done with their Make-A-Wish month, and I believe they ended up raising like $357,000 or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Shout
well
out
above their goal.
Bergstrom.
Yeah, so shout out Bergstrom, doing wonderful things for the community, as always. And my Make-A-Wish Bergies. Here we go. Here we go.
Looking real classy.
Thank you, thank you. And these ones come with the UV 400.
So Charles can
Maybe
open
it
that
was
window
40.
and there's no glare. It's just straight up beautiful. Clear vision.
Yeah, I can wear these ones outside. The other ones,
Tell me you can stare at the sun. You can stare at the sun.
Yeah, lose my eyes and shit. Oh man. Okay. Oh, what did we do? We just did. So we've done Missouri, Alabama, and I believe we just got done doing Florida.
Yeah, we were gonna pull another state. I think I said Idaho or something.
Oh yeah.
Last week.
Idaho?
Okay, Idaho.
Dude,
Idaho.
we got weird with it the other day.
So quick recap, Paul. What do you think was the most purchased item in Florida?
A MAGA hat.
Fucking asshole. Swimwear.
Yeah, you might not have been too far off, but
Swimwear.
that's a pretty good guess. To be honest.
Your reaction though.
Oh yeah, because it was a great guess.
Very true.
How many times in a year do you spell Idaho?
Idaho?
Yeah.
Probably only on this show when we're Googling shit. Any other time, probably never.
Honestly, I think it was probably a decade since the last time I had typed Idaho anything. Idaho offers a delightful array of locally made products and unique gifts. No, that's not what I'm looking for.
I have a weird feeling that this one is going to be something that is an online purchase for this state.
All right. Idaho is known for its potatoes. Idaho's having a really hard time telling me anything other than fucking potatoes.
Other than fucking. All right,
So
let's pick a different state.
no, we can't just pick a different state because this week was fucking Idaho, all right? And I've said this 100 fucking times. The only thing that comes from Idaho is potatoes. But for some reason, here we are.
Well, hey,
And guess what?
I didn't think of this fucking potatoes.
Fucking potatoes, man.
Probably going to be fucking potatoes. So,
So
I mean,
you got
it is what it is.
Missouri with their, what was it, beans?
Yeah,
Goddamn beans. So
something
you got
like that.
Missouri and Idaho with beans and potatoes. Now, don't get me wrong. Listen, I love potatoes. I do.
Yeah, you got surf shorts, swimwear in Florida.
Yeah, so you got surf in Florida. You got the Roll Tide Alabama merchandise in Alabama.
That's crazy to think that's their number one.
But if you're traveling through Missouri, don't forget to pick up some baked beans on your way to grab yourself a good old potato from Idaho.
Baked beans. Beans and rolls.
So, with its abundance of spuds, Idaho spends significantly on wine, perhaps to complement those hash browns and vodka. So, we can pick fucking potatoes or wine. And I think I'm going to cut them some slack here, and we're going to say the most purchased item in Idaho is wine.
Let's be honest. They have a lot of people there from like California and shit in the last 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
Some bougie bitches out there.
And the thing is that it's giving me a list of 3 here, and they all complement each other. Okay, so wine number 1, number 2, party decorations. While not the most purchased overall, party decorations are a popular choice in the state. And number 3, natural treats. Idahoans love sweet treats, and many local companies focus on natural ingredients. It's what it's saying right here in front of me.
No, he said don't butcher that one, and I said Idaho's. They're the Idaho's.
It might not end up too hot.
They got bougie. They have California women that moved over, and they're no longer bougie Californians. They are Idaho's.
Idahoans.
Oh, just bougie Idaho's.
Idahoans. Idahoians.
Idaho only has 1.9 million people living in that state.
Yeah, it's just a little state.
So what are we doing this weekend? I'm going to head on down to the party store after I pick up a sack of potatoes. I'm going to grab those apartment complex welcome home signs, and then we're going to grab ourselves a box of wine, 2, of course, and head on down.
Buy me a cask
All right.
of wine.
People from Idaho are called Idahoans.
Yeah.
Ha fucking ha.
Idahoans.
Yep.
That's
Idahoans. Idahoians. I think we're saying it wrong.
How many do you think
think it's-
actually podcasts from Idaho is probably
Idahoans. Is there 2 N's at the end of this? I think there's 2 N's.
one N. It's IDO. It's Idaho, and then ANS at the end.
It's Idahoans, but come on, we want people to comment because we're saying it wrong. We don't want people. We don't want to say it. We want people to be like, "You fucking assholes! We saying it wrong."
We just talked for 2 minutes about Idahoans.
Idaho's.
Yes, I mean, congratulations, Idaho. Obviously, potatoes, wine, party decorations,
And
natural
alcoholism.
treats.
Congratulations. You still never beat Wisconsin.
You have the Boise State Bronco shop. You have the Made in Ohio store. You have Idaho Unlimited. TripAdvisor
Idaho is
gives it
famous
to-
for mining.
Idaho offers a delightful array of locally made
Mining,
products
eh?
and unique gifts. You know what? Let's ask the internet one more question. We'll do a little hybrid thing. Why should I move to Idaho?
Potatoes
They're not
and
gonna
wine.
find one.
Potatoes and fine wine.
Certainly, Idaho, also known as the gem
Struggling today.
Gem State. It's definitely not the new glasses.
These words, man. These
Idaho,
words.
also known as the Gem State, offers several compelling reasons to consider it as your new home. Let's explore some key factors. Affordable cost of living. Idaho's cost of living is surprisingly reasonable compared to the national average. I understand why. Thriving economy. Idaho's job market is booming. Tax-friendly environment, natural beauty, outdoor activities, friendly communities, safety. Idaho boasts a lower crime rate compared to many other states, providing peaceful. That's fucked up, though.
Nobody fucking lives there, yeah.
If you took 5 cities out of America, right, like we would go from top 10 in the death rate to bottom 50. So,
Yeah.
wait,
Ooh, I
fuck
got
Wide,
something
probably, yeah.
interesting.
50. Yeah.
Idaho
Short
makes
commutes?
90% of the country's what?
Mashed potatoes.
Nope.
Potato chips.
Nope. You get one more guess.
Okay. Vodka.
Nope.
Wine.
Lentils.
What the fuck is that?
What's a fucking? Oh, it's like a bean. It's like a bean, right? Lentils. Yeah, it's like a bean for like bougie people. More of the bougie Idahos.
90% of the lentils in the country.
Yeah,
come
it's like a
from Idaho.
bean. Yeah, it's like a bean.
Charles is like, what the fuck is that?
You probably never had. You probably had them on a sandwich or something before. And just never even. Thought
I
about
don't
it.
fucking eat beans. So I know I ain't got it. Fucking
Honestly,
sandwich.
it's not like a
Oh
bean.
my
I think it's like a little green looking alien motherfucking bean.
According to this list, certainly the most produced thing in Idaho, right? Number fucking 1, potatoes. Number 2, semiconductors and electronics. Number 3,
looks like-
frozen
it looks
prepared potatoes.
It looks like baby shit. It looks like baby shit.
The number 1 fucking
Potato
thing.
museum in Idaho.
I
There's a
googled
potato
it, and it
museum.
looks like
Okay,
baby shit.
so y'all can try and save Idaho all you want. And the Idahoians can come at me all you want, but I eat the fuck out of potatoes, so I support your state. I don't know what else to tell you.
but
They
not
got
the
a museum
lentils.
about potatoes. Like,
Your
how many
top
potatoes are
3,
there?
top 3 are fucking potatoes. You got potatoes, and you make so much frozen potatoes that the world's, well, potatoes doesn't quite cover frozen potatoes. So now you're also the number 3 thing in your
Throw it
state
back.
is
You get-
frozen
you
fucking
get the
potatoes.
trifecta now because you have all 3.
And then livestock
They're
and
fresh frozen.
Yeah, fresh froze.
phosphorus and chemicals. Yeah, because you got a lot of shit.
Yeah, phosphorus and chemicals. Because you got a lot of cattle. Yeah. When our state cattle outnumber the people like 15-1. So yeah, we got a lot of cow shit.
And additionally, the state is
We grow
involved in the
lentils in
export of chemical products. Yeah, you got a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And I think whose
gas
potatoes does McDonald's use? Because they got to sit in like this chemical-filled fucking
I think
factory.
it's probably from Idaho.
They're like heavenly.
Oh, listen. Don't get me wrong. You don't understand. I'm a McDonald's. I love it.
They did a chemical compound breakdown of McDonald's, and all it is. I know how gummy bears. I still eat the shit out of those. You know that, right? Like they did a chemical compound where they literally took and stripped McDonald's fries down and gave them to people completely with no salt on them whatsoever, and people hated them. It's the salt ratio is the only thing that separates them.
I'm gonna let you in on a little
secret. Crazy.
I was hit less than 5 times by my grandmother, and one of the very first times was when the food came to the table, and before I tasted it, I just put salt on it.
You're trying to get your ass whooped.
Yeah, but here's the thing. But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't give a not 1, not 2, not 3, not 1 fish, not blue fish, not 2 fish, not who fish. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I enjoy salt. I enjoy the taste of salt. And it's not
bypass by now.
I got yearly appointments, you know that. I'm great. On that heart monitor, I can play games with it. I can make it go below 47. I can make it go faster. My body is a fucking temple. And you know what the temple asks for, but it's not societally acceptable? Is fucking salt. So when it's on the table and I come to your fucking place and order goddamn food that I'm paying with my fucking money, I'm going to put salt on it whether I've tried it first or not.
You know how psychotic you sound?
I sound like I know what I want. And if that's psychotic to you, I'm sorry.
The whole point of that was is that it's a chemical thing. Yeah, people like them because they're salty, and it's true. Obviously, they're doing it right. Is all I can say. Is whatever.
You can hand me, fucking Gordon Ramsay can pan fry a Wagyu steak right in front of my fucking eyes, and he'll place it in front of me, and I'm still gonna put fucking salt on it, and people are gonna be like, "What about pepper?" I'm gonna be like, "The fuck about pepper?"
Pass me the salt.
This is what I'm asking for. All right, I sit at the table with salt.
You can tell and be like, "Did you season it?" Yeah, I seasoned it with salt.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, because it's not done yet.
It's fine. You could. Oh, I salted it enough for you. Yeah, all right. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. There is a level to where, oh man, and I've only hit it 1 time. And the fucking cap fell off the salt container, okay? So until you hit, cap falls off the salt container, it's not enough.
We need to have this conversation of what is safe to eat.
I got heart problems.
I'm going to tell you, dude, listen, the slice of pizza gives you the whole food pyramid. 1 bite, all 7 sections. It's glorious.
And guess what? A little salt on top.
I'm a well-oiled machine, all right? Doctors tell me that every day.
Is there anything that you don't put salt on?
Shorts under your pants because you're ready for a pickup game.
Yeah, but he was always ready. He was always ready for that.
I'm telling you, one day soon, someone's going to be like, "Yo, Santa Claus."
Nobody's gonna do
and I'm gonna be like,
he's doing it.
I'm gonna be like, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
We're get a parade for this shit.
I'm sorry. I fucking took my basketball shorts off 4 years ago. I got the basketball Jones.
We can get you a little backpack or something to carry around with you, so you always have them.
So I can go exploring?
Yeah.
Do I look like fucking Dora the Explorer?
Hey, man, we explore.
Your hair is upside down.
Yeah. Do you think I know how to say, "Can you make me a sandwich" in Spanish? I probably do.
You could just say, "Make me a sandwich."
Yeah. Nope, that's something about coffee and your mother. I am rusty on Spanish. I better just hold this back for a little while, mi amigos.
You know how you say hot dog in Spanish?
No.
American taco?
Hot
Wiener.
dog.
Hot dog.
Hot dog.
I do know how to say Paul in Spanish.
Technically, there's 2 ways to say it.
Yeah.
It's Paulo. Isn't it Paulo?
Pablo is technically the ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my mom says otherwise because she's Puerto Rican. She can do whatever she wants.
See, and that's a different dialect. Yeah.
Very different.
See, I only vaguely understand North, South, Central dialect.
Not enough salt for this guy over here.
All right, so coming up in the future episodes, we got Big Mike coming back.
Mike will be back next week.
Yep. So
He's back from whatever he was doing.
following a life path that brought him right back to us.
And
so
I'm
that's
just glad he's
fantastic.
back.
Yeah.
I miss my guy.
We also have what's known as our futures sports equivalent bracket. And what we're going to try and do is talk to you, the fans, and bracket out and figure out a sports equivalent scenarios. Quick. So in golf, you hit a hole in one. The other major American sports, what would that equivalent be? So we're going to deep dive into that. We're going to bring you, the fans, into that. We have our Olympics episode coming up where we're going to try and deep dive into the futures, some gambling odds, because I don't mind betting your money. We talk about this often on the show. We've got some big news coming up, some new people we say hello to, some people we say goodbye to. But other than that, you, the listeners, we care about you. We appreciate you. You have the 4th of July coming up. That's a huge weekend for many people. Safety should be the number one thing on your mind. Safety when it comes to fireworks, safety when it comes to grilling. Stop putting the fucking turkeys in deep fryers, for the love of God. Stop holding firecrackers like they're not going to do anything. Cheese and rice.
Back up, Terry. Back up.
Oh my God, put it in reverse, Terry.
Reverse,
You got
Terry.
to understand there are no respawn points in real life. We care about you. We want you to be able to use your fingers to click subscribe, share, or comment on either one of our wonderful pages via YouTube, Facebook.
Indubitably.
We care about you, the individual. We are very grateful that you give us any time in your day or night or evening. We love you more.